Hello, and welcome to the first episode of OneTV. I'm your host, Bessey. Now, you might be wondering, what is OneTV? Well, it's a bi-weekly talk show that I'll be putting on, basically where I'm just trying to tell you what's happening on campus, what you should be doing. Now, this show is split into 3 parts. We have the first part, which will be coming up soon, called the BiWeekly What. It's associated with the branding iron, so BiWeekly, B-I, ha. Where basically I'll just tell you what's actually happening on campus for the next 2 weeks. After that, we will have an interview right over here with literally anybody. Honestly, it could be a student, a faculty member, it doesn't really matter. Then after that, we'll play a short little game with them called Open Pasture. But with that being said, we're going to move right into the BiWeekly What. And a magical whiteboard appears. Just kidding, I moved that myself. Now, the next section of the video will be called the BiWeekly What, where I tell you everything that's going to be happening in the next 2 weeks. Now, to start off on today, the 15th, there will be a Studio YO concert. It's completely free. It's at the bottom of the Union at 7 o'clock, so support some local music. And then tomorrow, on the 16th, there will be a Valentine's Dance. That is brought to you by Residential Housing, Honors and Downey to be specific, but you just have to go to the bottom of Washakie at 8 to 11 tomorrow. Show up with just a t-shirt or anything. It's not formal wear at all. Go there, there will be refreshments. Bring your friends, bring a special someone. It'll be a lot of fun. Now, on next Thursday, on the 22nd, there will be an open mic night. That's going to be in the same place as the first concert here, which is at the bottom of the Union at 7 o'clock. Now, this is going to be a great opportunity to go see your students or maybe even faculty being really creative. But you can also sign up, and if you sign up, you can actually win money. So I would definitely consider that. Now, the next Wednesday, on the 28th, we'll have another concert. Now, that is of Billy Strings. That will be at the bottom of the Union at 7 o'clock, completely free. By the way, everything I said is completely free, so there's no real excuse for a college student at this point. Just go, support some things. Now, I know this isn't within February, but on the 2nd of March, Trevor Noah is actually going to come to the University of Wyoming. So you haven't bought your tickets? Buy your tickets. Seriously, he's a great performer, and it would be fantastic. But that basically concludes the BiWeekly What, which is the concert on the 15th, Valentine's Day dance on the 16th, and an open mic night on the 22nd, 28th, a concert, and the 2nd, Trevor Noah. And now to the actual point of this episode. Oh, the whiteboard's gone. It's actually magical? Okay. Well, anyway, the actual point of this episode is to talk about the branding iron and shield laws. Now, you know the branding iron as your local university paper, but shield laws are a little odd. So today we're going to sit down with Taylor Hannon and talk about that and try to figure out exactly what Wyoming may do within the next few years. So with that being said, I invite our next guest, Taylor Hannon. Alright, you can just take a seat there. Fine. So, what is your job at the branding iron? I completely forgot. I didn't forget. But what's your job at the branding iron?
I'm the editor of the paper.
The editor-in-chief, correct?
Yes.
So what does that mean exactly?
It means when things go wrong, everyone looks at me.
Okay. That's a pretty good job.
I think just keeping everything in order, I look over the paper every night and make sure everything looks good.
Okay.
I wouldn't be here if I didn't love it, so.
Oh, yeah. So tell me a little about yourself. I know you're from California, but what's your major? What's going on?
Yeah, so I was born and raised in Torrance. It's right outside Redondo Beach, so half an hour south of LA. Oh, wow. Yeah.
Wait, so did you move from there to the university just by yourself?
Yeah.
Wow.
Funny story.
Okay, please tell.
Yeah. I went on a road trip with my parents, and we ended up stopping in Laramie for the night, out of the blue. And I was like, hey, I'm gonna go to school here. And they were like, no, you're not. And now here I am.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so it's super random. I don't know.
Okay, well, can you tell me what's happening on the branding iron? What's going on with the branding iron? Obviously, you can avoid anything you don't want to talk about. I'm not forcing you to talk about what's going on, but in general, for the public, what's going on?
Well, after last semester, we've had a few obstacles that we've had to face, and we're kind of getting back into this routine and getting into this groove. So I think with the upcoming semester, like, we definitely have a lot of good stories that we're going to break.
So kind of just like normal, just investigating some stuff?
Yeah.
Generally, kind of like, is there really a normal in journalism? I'm not sure.
I couldn't tell
it's
you.
just always kind of sporadic. Okay, well, the point of this episode is kind of just to talk about shield laws. I know you're an advocate for that.
Yeah.
What does that exactly mean? I kind of have an idea, but not really, so if you could just explain, what are shield laws?
Yeah. So shield laws would give journalists basically protection to protect their sources. So
Okay.
we wouldn't have to give up information. We'd be able to hold the confidentiality of our sources. So being able to have those shield laws would definitely be a lot for us as journalists, like not just like students, but I think all journalists in the state could benefit from this.
Okay. So this isn't like a United States issue, like the United States doesn't have it, or what's the...
It's state by state. So some
okay.
states have shield laws, some states don't. Wyoming is actually one of the only states that has no protection for journalists whatsoever.
Okay.
So that's a little scary.
Yeah, I do believe it's one of 13, correct? 13 states, and there's some.
Yeah, that don't have shield laws.
I've done a little research into this, and it was like the surrounding states. Most of our surrounding states, the ones that are touching us, have shield laws. Not very. There's like two kinds of shield laws, like stricter and less strict, right? And obviously you know about this. But still, like Wyoming has none at all. Okay. So, how can just a normal student on campus get involved in shield laws or try to do something about shield laws?
I think a big thing is the paper is our voice, and so we love letters to the editors, and that's not even just like pertaining to shield laws, like anything going on campus. Like we encourage students, faculty members, like write to us, like tell us how you're feeling about certain things, and this one in particular, like that's something that we want to be. We want to be that voice for the community. So encouraging that would definitely be a big step.
Okay. So is there anything going on campus that pertains to the shield laws?
Yeah, so it actually all started from a story we wrote back in November, and it was with a freshman writer.
Okay.
So she wrote this story, and the authorities more or less pressured us to give up information about the story, the source, what we had, and the girl who pitched the story was an international student, so that's another factor that played into it. And I think just having these authority figures, like, pressuring you, like, coming to you, like, saying all this stuff, like, you're going to feel pressured to give them information, like, regardless of whether they intend to have that, like, pressure or not, like, it's going to happen. Just because they are in like position of authority. So having these shield laws would be something to, I think, give the writers, to give journalists that sense of, hey, it's okay, you have rights. Because right now they're feeling like, oh, if I don't give the information that I know, like, I could be deported, right? If I'm an international student, I could be deported.
Absolutely. It seems that when you have something of authority asking for something, when you might not want to give it, that's actually kind of terrifying.
Yeah.
Okay. So if we had those shield laws, that would be illegal?
It would give us rights. So we could say no, and we would have a more, I think, clearer and a more confidence in saying no. As journalists, because like saying no right now, technically as employees of the university, we're mandatory duty to report, right? So we have all taken that. So hearing about a sexual assault or hearing about something of that nature, as employees, we have to report it. So where is that line between being an employee of the university but also being a journalist?
Yeah, absolutely.
And the administration is working with us to develop a policy to maybe alter the mandatory duty to report. It's still in the very early stages, and I don't exactly know how I feel and how I stand on it yet. But it is something that has been talked about.
Okay. It kind of sounds like the shield law should just be a thing. Somehow it just went under the radar and it hasn't been a thing for so long. Why would a state not just implement it? Why wouldn't it just be like, oh, Colorado did it, so why don't we?
Yeah, I don't actually know, why it's not a thing, and I never knew about it until I was in this position, right? I just assumed, hey, journalists get rights too, that would make sense. So it's kind of weird, having to advocate for something that just seems like it should already be a thing.
Well, thank you for coming on the show.
Yeah, of course.
We'll get into the game in a second, but make sure to check out the branding iron and watch more of the show because we need more viewers because we have 0 at the moment. Except for me. Yeah. So make sure to just read your local papers. Is there anything you want to say about the branding iron or anything like that?
Yeah, I think the main thing would just be is we're the voice of you guys. You know, we're the paper of the school. And so if you guys are experiencing anything or having any issues, like, please come to us. Like, this is what we're here for. We're the voice of the students. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, of course. And then we'll get into the next segment, the game show part. So.
Sweet.
Woo. Okay, so I have just basically finished up the editing for like the interview and the beginning part, and that's when I realized I did not actually get the audio for the game show, which I guarantee you was amazing and fantastic and totally more than one camera angle. But it's almost done, so this is the end of the show. I just wanted to have a little personal talk here at the end of the show. This is a brand new show. I have almost entirely developed this. Of course, student media helped me actually get cameras and mics that don't work yet and lighting that looks a little weird. We have all that stuff, but this is kind of hard to do. I'm trying my best, but if you watch this first episode and you're like, that's a little weird and that looks a little bad and oh my goodness, he's not a good host, I understand. I've watched about 5 hours of that. But please just come back. I'm going to do better, and it's only going to get better from here. But just to recap what I said in the BiWeekly we have it's actually over here. We have a concert tonight. It's a Studio YO concert, bottom of the Union. We have Valentine's Day dance. We have, which is tomorrow on Friday. And then an open mic night on the 22nd, which is next Thursday. You can win money, like I said. The 28th, the next Wednesday, there will be a concert. That's a Billy Strings concert, so make sure you go. And then the Trevor Noah thing. So go support Trevor Noah. I know he gets a lot of support, but even a little bit more would be great because he's a great guy. So that's the end of the show. I hope everyone liked it. Like I said, it's only going to get better from here. But I am your host, Bessey, even though I'm not wearing the nice jacket. And I'll see you next time.